Anybody have an answer? Anyone? Anyone?
1,115.84.
Maybe I messed up. I got 14,000. Okay, 14,000. Okay, 158.42 what? What? That's not correct. We need some centimeters cubed. There we go. We're going to do one more. One more. Did you all hear that a couple of weeks ago, some country, I don't know who it was, I want to say it was India, I could be wrong, tried to land a rover on the moon? No? Yeah? No? Did y'all hear about that? They sent a ship, a rocket up into space. They went around the moon. They were going to drop a rover to go down and collect samples on the moon. Anyway, when they dropped it down to the moon, they lost communication with it and they lost it, whatever. Okay, so I'm bringing that up because y'all know we have rovers on Mars, right? Like right now we have little machines driving around, or at least, I don't know if they're still active, but we've done that several times now, put rovers on Mars. Well, the first time we tried, okay, here's Earth, here's Mars, okay? We sent this thing out, and what we did is we went into orbit around Mars, and then we dropped, well, that's what was supposed to happen. The first one we sent, we were supposed to go into orbit around Mars, take pictures, figure out where we were going to land. And what really happened is we sent it out, and it crashed right into Mars, and we lost it. Millions of dollars of research gone, right? So they went back and said, what went wrong? Well, I'll tell you what went wrong. We had engineers from Europe and engineers from America working on this project. And guess what they didn't do? They didn't convert. So the Europeans were writing the code for the programming in the computer, and they were using metric. And in the US, we were using the imperial. And so 1 mile is not 1 kilometer, right? They're not equal. And so instead of going into orbit, it impacted the surface. So in this class, it's just going to cost you a few points if you get it wrong, right? But engineers can't make this mistake. All right, so the last example I'm doing here is, which one do I want to do? So don't write this down, all right? Don't write this down. Let's say that you have a very tall building, maybe like 1,200-foot building. And let's say you drop a rock off that building and it hits the ground. Just so you know, the calculation, we could do it, but I'm not going to. It's going to take approximately 11 seconds for that rock to hit the ground. All right? I've already done the math for this. So it'll take about 11 seconds for a rock to hit the ground if you drop it from a building about the size of the World Trade Center. Well, the size they were, okay? Take about 11 seconds. When it hits the ground, it'll be, when that rock hits the ground, it will be traveling at a speed of 352 feet per second. Okay? Do you all know how fast that is? It seems kind of fast, right? But what is the thing that we are all comfortable with? What's the unit? Like if I tell you, you ran into a brick wall at 1 mile an hour, everyone's going to be like, yeah, so what, right? You ran into a brick wall at 40 miles an hour, everyone's going to be like, yeah, that's it, you're done, right? So we like miles per hour, don't we? That's something that we can comprehend. Feet per second, it's a little bit harder. So what I'd like us to do is take 352 feet per second, and I'd like us to convert that into something we do like, which is mph Miles per hour, which really means miles per hour. Okay, I have 5 minutes to do this. So when you see feet per second, what I want you to do is write it. You know how we've been writing like this thing over here over 1? But now this is feet per second is actually a fraction. It's a ratio, a proportion. So I'm going to write 352 feet on top. On the bottom, I'm still going to put 1, but I'm going to put seconds on the bottom, 1 second. And I want to somehow get that over to what? Miles per hour. So I actually have to deal with 2 different units at one time. The first unit that I have to deal with is I need to get from feet over to where? Miles, okay? And then the second thing I have to deal with is the time part. I need to get from seconds over to what? Hours. Okay, so let's deal with these one at a time. Do we have a way of going from feet to miles? Yes, it's on our table. I won't bring it up. But there are 5,280 feet in every 1 mile. And then I can set up my two fractions from that, right? Okay, now do we have a way from getting from seconds to hours? How many seconds are in an hour? So how many seconds are in a minute? 60. How many minutes in an hour? 60, right? So you're gonna do 60 times 60. 3,600. 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. And then you could come up with 2 different fractions from that, right? All right. Josh, where's Josh? Josh, okay. Josh, you're going to help me do this here. We need to go first fraction. Let's take care of feet first, Josh. Feet first. We're going feet first, all right? So which of those 2, top or bottom, are we working with? Top, okay. And I want to have feet down here, right? So that they cancel. So from this equivalence relationship, what will I put here? 1 mile on bottom, 5,280 feet. Good? Okay, and the feet will cancel, and now we will be at miles, so we're happy. Okay, moving on. Vince, where's Vince? Okay, Vince, we've got miles on top. We need to get now from seconds to hours, so what do we do to get from seconds to hours? I'll give you a hint. We're going to come in with another one of these. You want seconds on top, right, everyone? Why do we want seconds on top this time? So it'll cancel because we have seconds on the bottom here. So this time, we need to make sure our seconds are on the top, and which means the what are on the bottom? The hours are going to be on the bottom. So seconds on top, hours on the bottom, and what's it going to be, Vince? 3600 on top and 1 hour on the bottom, right? And now, do you all see that these seconds will cancel? So what units are left? Miles on top, hours on the bottom, which is what we want, right? So now what we do is we multiply straight across. Straight across the top, I'm going to go ahead and just do this. 352 times 3,600. So I get on the top 1267200, but on the bottom I still have to do that, which is 5280. And this is going to be in miles per hour. I'm just going to write MPH instead of miles over hours now. And that is, that is not good. About 240. Is that what you're getting? 240 miles per hour.
That's a fast rock.
It's a fast rock. but let me turn it off.